In under 8 minutes you'll know how I've fitted this bathroom.
Jumpers off.
Hi everyone, Mike Hayes here, and in this video I'm going to give you an idea on how I fitted my bathroom. So after first fix plumbing were done, first job is to get it boarded ready for tiling. So I'm using 1/2 inch foam backer boards in the shower area where there's a lot of water traffic, and then in the rest of the bathroom I just use 1/2 inch plaster boards and tank the whole room, so we're not worried about water damage. So you can see me here just fitting this back plate for the shower block. So them pipes just come through at 150mm centres, and you just level that plate up, and that's ready for the block to be second fixed. So after that I'm fitting bath. So you can see I put a timber on wall for the bath to actually sit on top of, and a nice beader ceiling before I fit the bath. And then making sure it's level, I screw it down at feet. And I also put an extra bead of silicone on top after I've fitted the bath. So that's basically bulletproof. Once bath's fitted we can start tiling. So I'm back buttering a tile here. I'm just using standard set tile adhesive and a notch trowel, 6mm notch trowel I think it is, to bed them onto the wall, and you can see green tanking solution there. So I'm just cutting a tile to size here. I use a ruby cutter for straight cuts. And then to go around any obstacles like pipes or notches, I use a grinder or a hole saw and a drill.
Sound of the pound.
So a bit of speed tiling here. You can see I've used tile leveling clips. Even though my walls are flat, it just makes your life nice and easy. So you can see me cutting around stench pipe here. Loads of cuts with grinder, and then just go around perimeter and knock the middle out. You can see here what them leveling clips do.
Last wall tile.
I've used grey grout throughout the bathroom. So prep for the floor, I primed the wooden floor and then used these backer boards to give me a nice solid base to tile onto. See, I'm using a notch trowel again and just standing on them boards to make sure they squash down properly. I decided to tile the floor at a 45-degree angle to the walls. It took me a little bit longer, but I think it looks a lot better than it would have done just square. So while I'm tiling this floor, I just thought I'd say there's 4 other videos that go into detail on how I fitted the bathroom. So there's full tile videos, full floor tiling videos, I fit the whole bathroom suite, and also the whole prep for the bathroom. So if you want to go and watch them, I'll tag them at the end of the video so you can just click on them. So I'm nearly at the end of the floor now, just putting that last piece in an outdoor frame. So once floor we're down and grouted, next job is to start second fixing bathroom suite. So I've started off with toilet, fixed my brackets to the floor and drilled and plugged my holes in walls on the cistern. You can see me here just fixing them in. Nice and solid. Drop toilet seat on and give it a flush, make sure there's no leaks anywhere or anything. And also put a nice bead of sealing around bottom underneath it so that toilet never rots. So I'm onto the sink now, just fitting the pop-up waste here with silicone instead of washers. So I'm just fitting tap onto the sink there, tightening that down, and that's ready to drop onto the unit. So I'm just using Bosch hammer there to get my plugs in wall. Nice bit of stick slide, and that unit's going to be solid as. Fix that in, make sure it's nice and level, and then I can drop my sink on top of that. So I'm second fixing it now, just making sure all nuts are nice and tight. tighten my flexes onto valves and turn them on, make sure there's no leaks anywhere, all hot and cold's correct, and then we're on to shower block. So I'm cutting my pipes down here, and then these little nuts come with that back plate and they make it nice and easy to fit your block to. So I've tightened them on, and I put a nice little bit of silicone around them as well to make sure no water's ever going to get behind tiles. And then screw my shrouds on, and then it's just a case of screwing your block to that. Tightening them down with spanner, just being careful not to scratch the nuts with that. And then I'm fixing riser bar top wall now. So I hit a timber with that screw, I think, so that was nice. And then I'm just making sure it's level and tightening it down with the Allen key on top. Getting the head in place where I'd like it. And then just tightening that down as well. Use a bit of tissue there to make sure I don't scratch it. Last piece of puzzle, fix the little handheld in, and that's done. So you can see here I'm just sealing behind the bath taps before I fit them because it's way easier. And then just dropping them taps in, tightening them up from bottom. Installing overflow on, and I use silicone again here for pop-up waste. Had to make a little wooden wedge to tighten that down with. So I'm onto bath screen next. So nice bead of silicone down back at track, and then I've pre-drilled my holes for this. So it's just a case of screwing these stainless steel screws in, and then I seal that up from the outside. Dropping the actual screen into place, and that fixes with a couple of screws from the inside. So nice little pilot hole because it's steel, and then just drop them screws in and the little caps over top. And then last job, fit my bath panel. I went for a composite panel to give nice easy access to all plumbing, because where that toilet is. And after completing all finishing touches, including siliconing all corners up, joinery in the doorway, painting the ceiling, all them kind of snag jobs, this is the finished bathroom. So I'd love to know what you think about it. Please leave a comment below, and I hope you enjoyed the video and the voiceover. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.